Good morning. This is Tiffany Dunlap presenting for Team Ricky and Tiffany. We are going to be talking about UCare Minnesota and the Choices product that UCare offers on the Minnesota Health Insurance Exchange. It's 6:30 Minnesota time. I think I was supposed to have sent this in last night, but I did not. I'm sorry. I just couldn't do it. I had to go shopping, which sounds crazy, but I have to prepare for a family member who will be passing away within the next couple weeks because they just elected hospice for him. So I actually will be flying into your home of Tennessee within the next couple weeks to project manage the funeral because that's one of my strengths is project management and giving direction and leadership. So I had been asked over a year ago to help facilitate this event and just heard, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday she called me. But nonetheless, here's the presentation for Tiffany Dunlap and Ricky Koya on a balanced scorecard for UCare. So how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to pretend that I am in a conference room with my peers presenting my strategy for how we're going to increase the market. So let's just all close our eyes and pretend that there's a beautiful projector behind me where you can see my slides. So today we're going to talk about our mission. Our mission here at UCare is that UCare will improve the health of our members through innovative services and partnerships across the community. In order to gain more market share, we have to gain a better understanding of what it is that this group of select members is truly seeking. And we need to understand historically UCare's product setups and product failures when it comes to launching new markets. Our strategy at the end of this presentation is to gain more market share in the market. So please put your thinking caps on as to how we can become and continue to be more innovative as we go into the 2016 benefit year. So you might ask, how do we measure performance if you can't physically see the health of every member, you can't get in the mind of every member and understand just how, in fact, they are going to choose our product? I think what we can measure, though, and what we can focus on is our environment, the current utilization of the members that have been on the market. We can take a look at our organization as a whole, and we can take a look at our strategy. One of the things that I would like for our analytics team to do is to pull some competitor market data so we can understand what it is our competitors are out there doing as well. And I'd like to know if any of the utilization data for members on the health exchange is public, because what we have learned about these members that are now choosing Obamacare, I like a better word called the Affordable Care Act, but what we're learning is that people are signing up for insurance because they've been federally mandated to, and now they have insurance, and so now they're going to the doctor, which is phenomenal because as human beings, we should want everybody in the world to get basic health care. Obamacare does not cover cosmetic surgery, breast implants. It doesn't cover, just elective surgeries. Obamacare covers basic services. That was my little tangent. But what we're noticing is that these people are using their insurance because they haven't had it for a while. And so guess what? They're sick. I don't giggle as in that's funny. I giggle as in they truly needed insurance. So thank goodness that now they have it. So we're going to take a look at this from the customer viewpoint, our business process, and a learning and growth perspective. So let's just continue with the sprinklers just turned on. So let's understand our financial risk. We have to take a look at the state of Minnesota and its whole. How many member beneficiaries are going to be up for this election period, and how many can our company really handle? We need to take a look at Preferred One. Preferred One is a local Minnesota vendor that I think actually obtained about 60 or 70% of the market on the first year of Minsure. And that company has since, oh, I have something on my eye. That company since had to close their product line for the exchange, and they went out of business as far as that product line goes. So we know that these members are coming with a financial risk due to their utilization, and so we need to be very cognizant of how our plan can stay healthy and serve these members at the same time. We also need to realize that we do need to gain some kind of a profit from this. We need the gain from the market share so we can go ahead and open up or consider opening up more product lines off exchange. We need to think about offering HSA accounts, health spending accounts, because that is something that we are allowed to do on this market. So we need to be gaining a profit off of this so we can think strategically into the future. We're also going to need to make sure that we have got quite a robust analytics team doing these financial analytics. We need to understand utilization, we need to understand the financial impact, and we have got to also understand future risk, not current, but also future as well. So from the customer viewpoint, and I really like this slide. Good job, Ricky, because customer viewpoint is a very big deal. And I think that that's actually an opportunity that this organization can use as an opportunity. We need to be monitoring our performance from a very detailed analytic standpoint. We need to have a lot of quality monitoring going on to make sure that these claims are adjudicating as we intended. So one of the best things I learned from this book that we had to read was that one of the difficult decisions is to take the strategic vision and translate that into operations. And I can tell you that as of today, that is something that my company is struggling with. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare when you can't get the strategy operationalized, because I tend to be more on the operation side. Well, I kind of land on both, but I'm more into operations. Yeah. So we also are going to need, yes, a detailed report that demonstrates our alignment of our regulator, our requirements, and our member materials. That excites me. So that bullet right there is actually the promotion that I got during this really rough season. So I have been commissioned and directed with a project manager to help build that alignment within our organization. A result is we need to update key stakeholders weekly to discuss inefficiencies and inaccuracies in the business to help address the situation. So as we continue to launch this new innovative idea, it is critical that all the key stakeholders stay yoked together as we continue down this journey of launching the product. So we need to give updates and continue to monitor our performance as we go into the market. Business process. So we need to develop a product plan. So one of the things that I would like to see the product team develop is a structured product development launch process that requires a lot of documentation, and so we can get a lot of the hard questions asked up front before we actually launch the product. So we need to make some business rules and requirements from the operations side to make sure that the strategy side understands what we in operations need. And we need to make sure that we have somebody monitoring our deadlines and note-taking, identifying points and gaps in this organization. And we need to make sure that we have buy-in from senior leadership so we can have any of our barriers removed immediately. That is one of the things that I have learned is critical to any project success, is to having somebody in a position who can just remove your barrier for you so you can keep plowing forward. That's probably one of the things that I've learned most, is if you have the right support on a project, anything can pretty much be done. So we are going to once our product is up and running, we will go ahead and hold lessons learned so we can continue to improve our next relaunch. So we would, in theory, like to build a department that has product specific end-to-end processes. This is so funny that I wrote all this, and it's everything that I'm writing for my real job. So what a great outlet for me this class has been. Learning and growth. Yeah, this is great. I like this slide a lot. So sustainability of growth and knowledge is absolutely critical. Once the product gets launched, we have to ensure that we are keeping the front line and the staff trained and up to date on the current changes and twists that these products take. They are just so there are so many changes that happen from a healthcare perspective. When I think about our Medicaid product, we probably get annual changes, legislative changes come in for the product. And they're slow because product changes go through legislation on our Medicare product, on our Medicaid product. So that process is actually very slow when we're talking about changes. However, on our Medicare product line, Medicare is releasing what we call transmittals daily, maybe anywhere from 3 to 5 daily changes to all of Medicare. So when original Medicare changes, us as a Medicare Advantage plan have to make the same changes as well. The difference is original Medicare can pretty much do what they want, and us as a Medicare Advantage plan, we necessarily can't. For instance, the federal government can go recoup money from providers from the last 5 years. Well, we as a health plan cannot go recoup money from a provider for the last 5 years because original Medicare did. We just wouldn't stay in business if we did those kind of tactics. So needless to say is they come out with about 3 to 5 changes per day, on top of annual changes that come out, on top of national changes that come out. So my point to that is changes are coming out constantly throughout the year, and we have to do a better job of training staff and front line about the changes that are coming forth from a regulatory perspective. As far as the commercial product goes, the exchange product, they have just as many changes as well. They're about in between for Medicare and Medicaid. However, we still have to do a better job as an organization getting in front of these changes and notifying the front line. So we want to measure our success and our learning from employee surveys, the annual review process, and the annual review process, what I would like to have implemented coming from the top down. See, now, when I think about this type of initiative, so this strategic plan that we are launching affects the entire organization and requires everybody from the organization to participate at all different levels. So what I am proposing is that as part of the annual review process, everybody has some type of measurement that says, did you support the health insurance exchange? It will be tweaked per department, but basically I want to measure to make sure everybody is hitting their goal of making sure that this launch is effective, because it's going to take us globally as an organization to succeed. And I also want to keep understanding the department barriers. I talk about barriers a lot because IS is very difficult to get anything in, and just in order to think innovative, we need to not get in a queue of 50 and get on a project for 2018. We also want to talk a little bit about turnover rate. You know, we want to go ahead and try to retain most of our employees as we go through this launch. So I want to talk about what we can do down at a department level to kind of keep these employees engaged. And I also want department-specific training as well as engagement on a corporate level. Yay, that went really well. So those are my slides, or our slides, really. They're Ricky. Good job. Great job on the slides. And our strategic plan for launching product into the health exchange. I honestly can't thank the both of you enough for helping me get through